So here's my number one reason for stepping into the network marketing industry. What I did not know, and I want you to go ahead and not only check these statistics that mean so much to the small business owner, but I also want you to go ahead and Google search me as well, okay? You'll see that I have a great report around the world. I'm serious about helping people and building businesses, and I have always approached network marketing from a business perspective. So this made a lot of sense to me, right? So here we are in the network marketing industry, and we see that it makes a little over $187 billion a year. But what my friends didn't know, and what you probably don't know, is that it makes more money than the NFL. Here we see the NFL brings in $9.5 billion. The music industry brings in $15 billion a year. The video gaming brings in $76 billion a year. The movie industry brings in $88 billion a year. Natural foods is the highest at $90 billion a year. And here we are, network marketing, the thing that most of our friends have been laughing at for so many years, brings in $187 billion a year globally. Okay? So from an industry perspective, that made a lot of sense to me as somebody who loves business. Here's my second reason. In my classes with Robert Kiyosaki, we studied the financial giants. We studied guys like Warren Buffett and Richard Branson and Donald Trump and people that were the movers and the shakers of business and what made them tick, why they had so much success, and what did they learn that most of us had never learned before, right? And so when I started to do the research on the network marketing industry, this was my second reason. These are some of the financial giants, right? So when I found out that Warren Buffett had 9 network marketing companies, it brought a lot of credibility to the network marketing industry to me. Richard Branson, I had read so many, of his books, and he has over 300 companies. And if you don't know who Richard Branson is, right? He owns Virgin Atlantic, right? Airways. He owns Virgin Cosmetics, which is a network marketing company. He owns so many. He's a multi-billionaire. And here we see Warren Buffett. He's like the 5th wealthiest man in the world, involved in network marketing. Time Warner had one, Citibank had one, Donald Trump had one. So here we see, again, a second reason for why I should be looking at this industry instead of laughing at it. Okay, here's my number 3 reason, okay? And this made a world of difference to me as well, because I discovered that we were about to enter a $1 trillion a year wellness boom, okay? And it was being driven by the baby boomers. So here in the United States, we have 83 million baby boomers, and we have 1 billion of them worldwide. Who are they? They were all of the babies that were born between 1946 and 1964, okay? During that time, there were more schools that were built than any other time in history because there were so many of these children, right? They had an incredible impact on the real estate boom in the 1970s. Greatest real estate boom in history in the United States. And then we see shortly after that, we see one of the greatest real estate crashes in history, and that is around, mid-80s to early 90s. We saw one of the greatest real estate crashes in history. And the reason we saw both the success and the failure is because they became first-time home buyers in the 1970s. But then in the mid-80s and 90s, they simply settled in and stopped purchasing, and the market crashed. And now we see them, and all they want to do is look better, feel better. They want to get off their meds, and that is what has been driving this $1 trillion a year wellness boom, okay? So when I look at this, and I see between 83 million and 1 billion people going through the banisters of time, I like to say it like this. It's like watching a basketball go through a garden hose. Here it is. I want you to listen to me now. It becomes predictable. It's a predictable market. And so my question became, geez, like what would I do if I knew what over 1 billion people wanted to buy? Okay? You know that you always got to be in front of a trend. The trend is your friend, okay? And so I learned that from Kiyosaki. I tasted it in real estate, and then I crushed it in network marketing because of this trend right here, and that which is reason number 3. Okay, here's where I want to tell you why it works. I want to tell you that in the first 6 months when I stepped into network marketing, I remember I made like my first $106 check in the first 3 days, right? And I was so excited to make that little $106 check, right? They gave it to me on our Visa cards, right? They would just deposit our commissions. We would get an email that says, "Congratulations, you've got money." And you to think I made $1 million just because of that 106, right? But the reason why I was so excited about it is because I thought, oh my gosh, I actually got paid. Like, this is amazing, right? And people were looking at me going like, it's only $106. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I got it now. Like, I got it. And I literally became like a crazy person. And I had two messages. You can build a multi-million-dollar business with no trucks, no inventory, no warehouses, and no employees. And that was huge to me. The second thing is it was mostly residual income. I positive cash flow, $6,300 my first month in the business. And I had a much higher perception than anybody else that I was running with in that company. That was my very first network marketing company. Ended up doing almost 1.5 million a year in income by going black diamond in that company. But the reason why I had success is exactly why are the exact reasons and for why I got involved that I'm showing you here, and then I'm going to show you many other things along the way. But this was 6 months into it. I still didn't know, like, why does it work? If this stuff is so good in the industry, then why don't they just put it on a shelf? And 6 months into it, I finally found the answer, and it's helped me ever since. And here's why. If you have a $100 item, it doesn't matter whether it's $1 or $100 or $500, it doesn't matter. If you have a $100 item, it's going to cost you 10 to 20% to manufacture it, right? And it's going to cost you 80% in distributor cost, in distribution costs, right? So 10 to 20 to manufacture and 80 to distribute. And in that 80, it's made up of advertisement, TV ads, magazine ads, social media ads on different platforms, trucks, shipping, okay? And so this is traditional business here, right? And here is the solution of MLM. And I was really, really pleased when I found this answer. The MLM solution is, yes, we've still never been able to change the manufacturing costs, are still 10 to 20%. But look what happens here in the distribution. So in MLM, what happens is they say, we're going to give you 50% of the total company revenue, okay? And instead of us going out and having to pay for ads and magazines and doing all of that, you're going to do this through word of mouth. Imagine how much money companies save by you being the teller, right? If you think about the movie industry, I mean, they spend millions and millions of dollars just to get that trailer out, to drive people commercials, to drive you to see that movie. And if on the opening day, if there isn't a buzz about how amazing that company is, it begins to fall to the ground, okay? They need the power of your words, the power of you saying, oh my gosh, I just saw the very best movie ever, right? And so what they do is they give you 50% of the payout because of word of mouth, and it's built on relationships. So here's my number one reason